to the Creation Evaluation Station. On this episode, we are going to be evaluating this Lego Ninjago Legacy line X-1 Ninja Charger. Now, before I get any further, if you're new to my channel, I do in-depth reviews of models and construction kits, both new and old, mostly Lego, but other products as well. I also do reviews and discussions of other creative works such as movies, video games, and cartoons. Because these are in-depth reviews, they tend to be on the long side, so there are timestamps down in the description and right below here on the red bar. If you click on the red bar one, sometimes depends on what device you're using, you'll get a list along the side here as well. But you can use them to skip around to the parts that you want to see the most, or you can use them as bookmarks to come back to when you have more free time. So, in regards to this set, let's take a closer look here. Get the glare out of there. Yeah, there you go. Back here. It's a pretty cool looking set. It's a large car, which I am not a big fan of large Ninjago cars, mainly because they're just got one seaters, and it feels like a waste of space. Although if they have enough decent gimmicks, I don't mind as much. For instance, this one has, you can see on the back here, releases a motorcycle, which that's pretty cool and would explain for the larger size. This is a legacy set, so it's based on an older set, which we will look at probably right up here. That being said, I think I actually like this older set here more. This one is much more streamlined vehicle, and it looks more like a sports car, while this original one looks like a muscle car, and I just overall like that aesthetic better. Not that I have anything against sports cars, but I do like that for that type of vehicle. And also, it's smaller, more compact, just a little bit. At least it appears to be. It could just be deceptive the way that the thing looks. Also, that set comes with a vehicle for the villains, a small build, which this one doesn't. So that's some interesting things to notice. And I don't know if it'll affect my overall thoughts on this, but I don't have the original set, or I'd sit here and bring them both out and compare them. At least I don't think I do. My other sets are boxed away and have been mixed up, and I'm not even sure what I have at the moment anymore. There's a few of my favorites. This was the ones with the Ninjroids as the enemies, and I know I have the big dragon that came out with that season, but I don't have too many of that series. But yeah. Anyways, getting back to this one particularly, its stats. It's set number 71737. It's for ages 8 and up, 8 plus. And it has 599 pieces and retails currently at $49.99 on the Lego website, and they currently have it in stock. I would definitely buy it sooner than later though, since this came out last year, at winter last year no less, and we're now sitting at the middle of summer of this year, and the year's going by quick. But yeah, they might not have it very long. It might retire it. So yeah, you might see it still in stores as well, so keep your eyes out there. It's been a mixed bag in stores. It's like they don't have all the new sets, but they have a mixture of the new sets. The old sets, depends on where you go, of course. But yeah, so if you're interested in this, I would act soon rather than later. But we'll go check it out, see what I think about it. So let's go open it up and see what's inside the box. And we have the contents of the box here, and we have one very chunky instruction booklet, very thick. Overall, it's not very big that way. It's not a full magazine-sized one, but it's really thick. So I have stickers, a lot of stickers, which is kind of sad, but especially those flames really help make this car pop, so I probably still won't put them on. Alright, down to the bags. We have bag 1, bag 2, bag 3, bag 4, and bag 5. And they're all pretty well filled, except for maybe bag 2 is on the lighter side. But yeah. Now let's go take a closer look at those parts. Here we have the parts from bag 1. And of course we have a brick separator in the first bag. Some tires and wheels, plates, a lot of really small stuff, and 3 whole figures actually, which is strange. I usually like to spread them out a little bit more. That's not all of them, but that's some of them. Some trans red pieces. We got the print for the anniversary, legacy anniversary figure. I think this backpack piece is interesting for the Ninjago. Got plenty of studs back there to build off from. It gives them a little bit of an armored look as well. Lots of ninja swords in here. Yeah. Here we have the contents of bag 2, and there's not as much in here. Got some large Technic brick pieces though. Smaller odds and ends. This is an interesting note. We got a shock thing here, shock absorber. Not too much else. There's a lot of pins in here, which, considering those large Technic bricks, that's not that surprising. And we have our little mini Ninjago, the little mini Ninjago. Yeah. Here we have the contents of bag 3, and we have quite a bit more here, although there are some similar pieces. So there's probably mirroring from the other bag. There's quite a few large thin plates, more of those big Technic bricks, and more plates, and more plates, smaller plates. We also have a lot of pins and stuff for the Technic parts. Quite a few golden dots. Some other studs on side pieces. Nothing too much of amazing note, but a lot more than the last bag. Please forgive the rumbling in the background. It's currently storming outside. But anyways, here we have a bag 4. We got a lot of curved pieces here. Probably polishing off the car. This isn't the last bag yet. We're missing some tires. Got studs on side pieces there. A lot of small plates. By 3s, 1x4, some larger plates as well. Got a few other little thingamabobs. We have these in black, then we have the reverse ones over here in red. Gold dots, rockets, vents, quite a few of these angled pieces. Now these are some interesting wedge plates that I have not seen before. Definitely will come in handy. Yep. That is that. Here we have the 5th and last bag. We got our tires and our wheels, our ammo. We got some bigger plates and stuff. There's our shooters. Got some long plates as well. Some more sloped wedges. Pink slope piece. There's that cockpit piece. We got tons of gold swords, both in minifigure size and large size. Well, not too many of them large. Jay is finally here in the very last set. I don't know. He's an afterthought, I guess. Not very nice. Got a lot of small pieces here, including some transparent pieces, probably for the lights of the vehicle. These yellow ones, and there's also some trans red as well. Couple lightsabers, gold studs, the gold chain here. Show off your bling. But yeah, that is that. Quite a few in this last bag. Here are our leftover pieces. Of course, we have a brake saber left over. We also have an extra ammo piece and lots of little kibble. We got some extra swords, which is typical but also nice at the same time. We have an extra mask for Jay and Kai. And some pegs and things. Lightsaber hilts. Hey, we can have a brown lightsaber. There's a extra pull. Right. Here's most of our cast of characters. We're going to do the special Cole figure next, just simply because I don't have enough room here. But everybody's looking pretty cool with all their nifty weapons and everything here. Yeah, so let's strip them down so we can see better. See their details better without all their weapons and stuff in the way. Here they are, all stripped down, and they have really nice printing on all their torsos. Jay, though, the nice designs, but poor Jay's, he's got a bit of opacity issues there. The neck of his undershirt, and I don't know, maybe that belt is supposed to be light blue. If it's supposed to be white, it's really bad. But yeah, and the Ninjaroids both have the same torsos and the same heads. The only difference is they're short. The one's got the short legs. So let's turn them around and see their less angry faces. Well, at least the ninjas less angry faces, because the Ninjaroids' faces are also still angry. Look at that! Ah! I guess the only purpose of having two-sided faces on them is let you have different faces. They are both pretty much expressing the same mood, just different gritting of the teeth. Meanwhile, Jay and Kai here got their kind of happy, relieved faces. They don't look super happy. They look like they've had a bad day and it's finally over with. But yeah, the backs look really nice. Don't see any opacity issues here because there's nothing to need opacity or nothing to bleed through. There's no light colors. But the detail is still there. It's a shame you get such great detail, but then you got the issues with the paint not being bright enough. Here's our 10th anniversary special edition Cole here, and I'll just take off his gear real quick and we can take a closer look at the printing. Really like the stands that these come with. Alright, so, really nice looking print, kind of what you expect from one of these. It's even got his toes printed there. Turning around, he's got double-sided face. And the back's got some nice printing too. Nothing on his arms, but that's okay. Seems to be an issue with these. is the faces do not seem to be printed on straight. Thankfully, it does not really devalue them or make them worse, but well, this is not as bad as the last one I did. It is a little bit off still. But yeah, there he is. One of the new gold ninjas. We've looked at the figures. Look at mostly the car. There is a motorcycle also to look at inside, as you've already seen. And we will get to that last, but we'll do the overall car first. First, let's move the figures out of the way. Just deal with the car. So, it's a sleek looking machine. Got some swords for decorations all over it. And Kai's got his 2 golden swords there. Good, cool. Now, if you want to use the motorcycle, you should have him not holding his swords in there. It's nice that he can sit in there with his swords. There's enough room, so you don't have to put the sword somewhere. There is no place to put them, although there's swords all over the place if he needs one. Got a nice yellow piece back here. It looks out of place, and it's done on purpose because that's essentially where you press to launch the motorcycle. And on the back here, we got 2 missile launcher things, and I'm not gonna try them out because I know they work really well, and I already lost one with one of my other sets by accident. All I did was set it down and set them off. So, and it went flying. I can testify that they work really well. So we're not going to, but I like how this is very sleek, but I kind of wish that, and it's movable, as you can see, so you can, land to air or shoot a car that's in front of it or whatever. Fortunately, it doesn't have any other movement than up and down. It only goes so far. What I would have liked to seen is maybe if it could have flattened all the way down into the vehicle and be somewhat hidden until you're ready to use it. But other than that, it's pretty nice. And the shape of the car is really nice. I think it's a little on the long boaty side. And like I said, you can only fit 1 character in here. There's actually enough room here that you could put a second one if you redid the cockpit here easily enough. You just would lose the whole motorcycle gimmick, because that's one reason why what's taking up all that space. And looking at the back here, got a nice booster engine thing and foils. And to the other side, not too much there. Front, like the use of the swords for the bumpers. And as you can see, it opens up, but that's for the motorcycle thing. And yeah, if you hold it by the sides, it gets a little floppy if you tip it upside down or whatever. But let's take a look at that motorcycle pop in action. First, let's take Kai out. We'll put him back, but we're going to remove his swords. It's easier just to pull him out to do that. And he sits in there. There's a 2x4 spot for him to sit. As I said, we press down on this here, and you see it's starting to lift up. You keep pressing, and it's supposed to spring out. And this is where I start to have a problem, not because I knocked this off, but so you press it out, and there's a spring. It pushes it out, but does not go very far. And this is where I feel the motor, or the function of this car is lacking. Let's try it again. There it goes. It shot out a little bit more, but that's it. I mean, it's far enough that you can reach it and pull it out the rest of the way, which is good. But let's try it again. But see how you hold it back, and then you want to let go and keep pushing the motorcycle in, and not latch him back in the spot. But yeah, press down, and boom, That's as far out as he comes. And here we go. There's the car without the motorcycle in it. Can't really tell any difference, except there's now no place to put a driver. But let's push the car aside for just a little bit. Look at this motorcycle. Now, I think it's a fair attempt at making the motorcycle. The worst part is this kind of weird stuff going on back here. This is primarily for the function of pushing the thing out of the thing. And it rolls fairly good. Oh, so does the car rolls really good too. But the motorcycle rolls pretty good. There is potential for some rubbing here in the front tire. Right here. It doesn't seem to. And also, if you pinch these two tight together, it's going to rub and it's not going to roll at all. But that's not the problem with the Jettison, because as you can see, it rolls fairly well. Things quite not as good as the car. Maybe I got it just a little too tight in there. But yeah, that's a little bit better. But yeah, it's nice and smooth. Looks very much like the car. There are stickers on here as well as all over the car for flames and stuff. It's not too bad looking, and I like the little seat, and it even has the matching yellow spot there. It's not bad. Definitely not the best motorcycle, but it's a matter of the functionality of it taking up its appearance. But yeah, like I said, he make sure he doesn't have his weapons when you launch him. But that's it. You can see the car rolls really good. Probably better than the motorcycle. There's just enough. There's some friction going on in there that may be what's causing it not to jettison out too much, but there's other friction. I should stop trying to pick it up by there. Let's put that aside. Because if you can see in there, things are pretty tight. So you imagine it'd be pretty easy for it to bump into things and slow down the thing. Plus, the spring that's being used in there just doesn't appear to be as powerful. But let's go back to the desk, give this a final eval. We're back here at the desk, give this my final thoughts and the final evaluation. Overall, this set just really doesn't thrill me. I'm not a big car guy, although I do like the looks of this car. As I said, I think the original looked better. I like the smooth surfaces and stuff like that, and some of the curves. But I feel the car is just way too long. In fact, it's so long I can't even set it on my platform this way, pointing towards you. It's here on me crooked. Well, I could, but it's like close to hanging off. This is a very long car. And on that note, if they had made it shorter like this, they wouldn't have had so far to shoot the motorcycle out, which would work better. That's my overall thoughts. Getting down to the final eval, because that reveals more of my thoughts there. Anyways, as far as appearance, like I said, I like this car. It looks good. It's like a bit awkward shaped lengthwise, at least in considering it minifigure size. It's a really long car. Motorcycle, I'm not so keen on. All the figures look good. Of course, the 40th anniversary one looks really nice. But I wasn't too thrilled with the motorcycle, even though it's passable. I ended up giving appearance a 9. Now, as far as function, well, it works, but doesn't work great, as I've been complaining about. As you hear, doesn't shoot out all the way. It would have been better. I mean, it would be better if it at least came out of the car. It would be better if it actually shot out even further than that. So, you know, it's like, it would be cool, you know. It's like it shoots out the motorcycle. It doesn't just, it launches it, not just pushes it out. And with that being one of the major functions here, I ended up giving it a 9 also for that. Really not thrilled with how that works. Putting it together is kind of neat to watch how they did it, but when you get it all done, and it just doesn't seem to quite work as well as you would hope. And these work really great. Like you said, I wish they had done a little bit more with them, even put them maybe a more jointed so they could swivel some too. But those are much smaller nitpicks more than the actual main feature that I'm not happy with. Rolls real good. Motorcycle a little bit rougher, but yeah, those aren't what's really tanking it for me. It's the shooting out the motorcycle. So that brings us to fun. Now, there's a lot of fun just playing with a car. The disappointment with the function, though, kind of also dampers the fun of having it work the way it is. Also, on top of that, we're a bit uneven. I don't count the Gold Ninja as part of the set. It's more of a bonus thing, so I'm not counting him. But we still have 2 ninjas and 2 bad guys and a really large vehicle. In the original set, they had a small little vehicle as well, and I felt like that gave things more balance, and liked that set more too. But primarily, the biggest defecto with the fun is just the function not really working. But fun ended up getting a 9. Half tempted to give it an 8, but yeah, I gave it a 9. Now, techniques, there really wasn't much amazing. I mean, yeah, it was interesting watching this go together, but it's not really that amazing technique in how it was built. I mean, there's some, well, not really. A lot of it's just the way the pieces are, designed for making some of these curves and things. So there was nothing. There was no bad building in this, but there was nothing amazing as well. And I ended up giving function also a 9. So, you give everything a 9, you add it all up, you get a 36, and you divide that by 4, you get another 9. So yeah, this set is got a solid 9. I'm kind of disappointed in this set. I know if people really like their cars, they might really like this set, which there's nothing wrong with that. This is my opinion, of course. Yours may vary, but I hope I show enough that you can make a good opinion for yourself as well, even if it might not be the same as mine. But yeah, so that got a 9. Moving on to the price. It was, what did I say? I think it was $49.99, and there are 599 pieces. And you do the math, you get 8 cents per piece, which is really good compared to your standard 10 cents per piece. And it's not quite an excellent level price, but it's definitely a good level price. And it's, at least in my eyes, it's a kind of mess set. So I gave it a G for good. The price is good, and that brings the final eval score to a 9G. It's a okay set. and an okay price. So it's all around okay. 9G is what we're giving it. Now, with that said, I'd like to hear what your thoughts and opinions on this set are. My main purpose of buying it was to basically get all the gold ninjas, and it's not a terrible set. It's cars aren't really my big thing, although I do like some cars more than others. This one just it doesn't really hit it with me, and I thought it had a neat gimmick, but I'm not actually happy with how I witnessed it work. Now, if you have the original, please let me know how well that worked. I never got it, at least I don't think I have it. I haven't put it together yet, anyways. I do have it in my long backlog of stuff to do. But yeah, let me know how that measures out with this one. I kind of like that one better, the overall car appearance, better than this one as well. But yeah, let me know about that down in the comments if you're familiar with that set. But if you enjoyed this, please give it a like, whether you like the set or not. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. We're getting close to 75. We're still not there yet. So yeah, let's get to that small millstone. We got a bigger one yet with the 100. Then onwards even higher than that. I don't even want to think about what the next millstone would be after that. But yeah, let's hit 75. So yeah, and make sure you hit the little bell for notifications so YouTube hopefully notifies you. But also follow me on either Facebook or Twitter. There's links down below to get up-to-date notifications, because YouTube is rather slow. I have another channel that, well, it's another account, I should say. It's not a channel because I don't post videos on. It's my watching account that I normally use, but I'm subscribed to my own channel. Yes, one of those subscribers is myself. But it's good to do that because you can see what's happening with this, with notifications and stuff like that. And that's the thing. I'll post a video and I'll get a notification on my phone or my computer, whatever I noticed. And it won't be until like 3 days later. So yeah, please follow me on Facebook and Twitter if you want to actually get accurate notifications. And sometimes I don't think it notifies at all because I don't think I get notifications for every video I put out. So yeah, I mean, go ahead and hit that bell. That's also one way YouTube knows that people are watching as well, because they like as much interactivity on things as well. So yeah, all that business stuff aside, I hope you guys are having a good day, and I am signing off here at the Creation Evaluation Station, reminding you that creativity is key.